Traders, welcome back to another monthly recap video. Ladies and gentlemen, in this video, we will be going over October 2023 month in review. Now, as you guys can see, it was not our best performance, right? Day trading, we like to think of it as an art, and I love to compare it to the analogy of dancing, right? For those of you who watch Dancing with the Stars, right? Dancing with a Star, you know, this month I was trying to dance the cha-cha and my leg work, my footwork was off. My spins and my turns were off. And as a result, our performance at the end, we scored fairly low. And as you guys will see here, twice in the month, I've went for the four-peat, right? 4 red days in a row, the 2nd to the 5th and the 26th to the 31st. This is absolutely reprehensible, absolutely insane. Now, despite the month being tough, we were still able to end green. And this for me is what it's all about when it comes to risk management. Even when the going gets tough, right? Because we talk about this all the time. When it's hot, it inevitably will slow down. When it's cold, it will inevitably pick up. You guys get what I'm trying to say. So, it's all about taking it easy when things are not going our way, making sure we're not having big blowout losses, because I could so easily have this month be the equal and opposite reaction of my better months, being down 10, 15, 20, $30,000 on the month. So, being that we're still ending green, uh, although that be a small amount, I do like. So there's things we can build off of here, grow, work, and improve on for the better November month. So, with that being said, let's take a look at the calendar. So here we have it. To start the month off, things were a little rough, right? $65 loss coming in, $1,400 loss. So, scratch day, okay, cool. But then a $1,400 loss, $900 loss. Right here is when I realized, okay, hey, I got to make sure that I slow it down because I felt like I traded good on these 2 days, but the momentum was just not quite alighting, And for me, this month, and even the back half of last month, my fills have been noticeably worse, and the stocks that we've been trading has been very different, right? In a lot of ways, a lot of the stocks we're trading, a lot more spready. The volatility and the price action, the movement definitely has had a shift versus prior months, but that's okay. We've seen this type of thing many of times before. They'll reshuffle the deck, different algos, different level of momentum, more volume, like things like that. It all, there's a cycle, right? So coming into the end of the week, I'm like, hey, you know what? I'm gonna size down a bit, make sure that I take heed the warning and make sure that I move forward with caution. So I sized down, a bit of trader rehab, and we got ourselves exactly where we needed to be, back in the green. Friday, Monday, Tuesday. This Wednesday here was a very important day and also a little disappointing. The morning of this Wednesday wasn't particularly hot, but throughout the day we ended up having a huge runner that went about 4,000%, right? A huge move pre-market, and at different points throughout the morning and late afternoon, it had supernova, areas. And unfortunately for myself, on a slow month, add fuel to the fire. At every one of those areas, I was not here, and I missed the entire thing. So, I ended up finishing that day red, which sucked, but we did have more momentum coming in the following days. We did well Thursday, we did well Friday. Overall, I would say successful trader rehab right here from the 6th to the 13th. Pretty good, right? Even the first 3 days. Coming in on the Monday, I was expecting momentum to be very steamy, very hot. Things were a little, slow. Tuesday, decent. And then Wednesday, Thursday, the momentum again, it seems like it just slowed right back down. So for me, a lot of inconsistency here from the market in terms of the opportunities that we were seeing. Now, I will say throughout this month, I was not consistent with the duration in which I traded. Some days I'll trade 1 hour, other days I'll trade 2 hours, but never really sticking around with my undivided attention till power hour. So there were days where we had opportunities, let's say 1 p.m., 2 p.m., 2:30, 3 p.m., that I did miss out on. And that stuff has a lot to it weighs a lot rather, especially on months like this where it's slow, right? Because maybe again 2 p.m. you catch a sweet move, it changed the tide of the day completely, right? Another day like that I believe was the 30th, where we had RVPH slow morning. The stock went from about $4 to $6 around 1 p.m. or so. So things like that. But yeah, anyhows, week what's this? Week four was all right. But the back half not so good. Momentum slowing down again, and coming into end the last 2 days ending small red. So let's move on to the detailed section. As you guys will see, this is gross $1,400. Net is 1K. So yeah, I usually watch the stats gross. I mean, it doesn't really matter to be honest, but I usually have been watching gross because for years my trader view was only on silver, and silver access does not have net gains. So I've been watching gross for some time. But yeah, you guys will notice just $66 a day. Again, despite trading decent shares, not being able to be consistent day over day. The accuracy noticeably is down a good amount. And the other important thing here that I do want to talk about is my hold time, which is up a little bit because I've been scaling out of positions, right? And a lot of this is me, just looking to sell some shares as we're moving higher and holding a quarter position. A lot of times, my base size is 1,500. A lot of times, you guys will see me sell 1,000 and hold 500 just to see if the stock wants to continue in a lot of dip trades, right? Never the breakouts, but the dips where I'm in. I feel good about where the support is, and us pulling away. I'm only doing it when we're starting to pull away from the market price, my entry price, and I'm getting separation. So this was a thing, but I don't think it's bad. But it also wasn't great, right? This month was pretty slow. On top of that, we still had a ton of scalp trades where we're just in and out. But yeah, that was something that I wanted to mention. Now, did that lead to me having a slower month? I think absolutely not. Again, I had an overwhelming amount of scalp trades where just the momentum wasn't there. Um, Wednesday, and also another thing is most of my losing trades didn't necessarily come from holding longer, just failed trades. So Wednesday, um, we had a few red days on Wednesdays, ultimately ending red there. Thursday flat, small green for the other three. And right here, I'm usually green throughout every time frame of the day. We were red around 12-1, but again, small amounts, again, showing that inconsistency there, not being around for most of this time. And also, even in the first 2 hours, just not seeing a ton to get green on. Price and volume. We have, jeez, I'll call that just in tech. Price and volume, we have under $2, seeing some gains there. Stocks around 120, 150, $1 area. Maybe some cheaper stocks as well. Cheaper stocks, though, I felt like a little hit or miss for me this month. Between 2 and 5, which is usually one of my better ranges, not green. Between 5 and 10, small green. Above 20, slightly red. Performance by stocks, MNTS, INVO, VS, TPST, we did well on those. And on the red side, and this is usually never the case for me, this is also something that's interesting. I'm never at 1-to-1 on a month like this in terms of greens versus red stocks. It's usually 3-4 times in the side of the winning trades. If my biggest gain is 1,000, my biggest loss 200. And what really happened here was me not seeing really good opportunity to get myself up to 2, 3, 4,000, 5,000 on some of these stocks. This is quite typical for where I am in terms of losses. This is the norm. I'd say that from my bigger red stocks, 600, 800, 1K. Bigger green stocks on the other hand, 3K, 4K, 5K plus. So again, speaking to the limited opportunity. And there's some things that I've noticed when it comes to just my personality and the type of stocks we're seeing right now. When I do my own like research into it and studies, there's certain things I'm not comfortable with that's happening right now in the market that's costing me. But that in itself is, something I can adjust to. And, you know, the adjustment will be made, challenge accepted. I see what I need to improve on. And so I will go for it. Hopefully it yields a good reward, and I think it will, right? I'm seeing that it's working in some areas. So, focusing up on what's working well in terms of strengths and just eliminating the weaknesses to get that better result. And so I'm looking forward to tomorrow and looking forward to November. I can already see the green coming my way. Win loss expectation. So on the month itself, we made 39,000 and lost 37,000. So a lot of cash did pass through our account on the month. Again, that lack of efficiency, lack of accuracy. I just love the fact that I'm not red, like red, because it's so easy to be down 10K right now. But that's a good starting point. Now, hey, let's push up into the green. So the efficiency will come with making the right decisions in the moment for the adjustments that I'm seeing. Being a little quicker in some of the areas, being a little bit more confident, less hesitation, all that stuff also plays a role as well. So $1,400 gross, a very small green month. For people who this might be your first video watching on the channel, $1,400 is the amount that I averaged 2 months ago, right? So, this is business, right? It's also important to zoom out and just remember that this is what business is, not just here, but in other fields and industries. You can have a great month, you can have a slower month, right? You can have a month where you shrink, right? We talk about the country being, quote unquote, a business, right? We talk about recession and these type of things, shrinking, right, of earnings and gains, right? A prolonged period of that would then become a depression, right? Hopefully we don't see that here, but yeah, you guys get what I'm trying to say. Trading is a business. There's a cycle. Things will be hotter at times. It'll be colder at times. For us, when it is hot, we want to push forward, press on, lead the charge and take on as much risk as we can. When it's a little slower for our style, our strategy, and also our personality, it's time to ease off, right? Make sure we don't put ourselves in a deficit. So, with that being said, it's still been a great year, but for me, I don't make excuses. It's a matter of how can I improve from where I am right now. And some people will say I put pressure on myself. I don't look at it that way. My life is centered around me being better and me improving. And so I'm not looking at this like, hey, I did well last month, so I'm fine. None of that. For me, it's, hey, where I am right now, how can I improve? So that's how I'm looking at this. And you know, I am looking forward to this challenge. I'm looking forward to the opportunities as well. Right? I'm looking forward to being better, looking forward to being my best self next month, and getting out of this funk, right? There's no way to hide. There's no way to shy away. It's the market and I'm gonna have this dance. Best believe. I'm gonna have this dance. My footwork is gonna be sweet as I'm dancing the. But what are some other dances they have on Dancing with the Star? The rumba. What is it? The rumbas, the cha cha, the. My mind is going blank. Anyhow, my moves are gonna be sweet. Hips are gonna be rocking, and the bread is gonna be flowing. The word on these, you guys know how it is, man. The Wall Street's here to provide for us. Right? The Wall Street will always provide. It's up to us as the traders to capitalize. So there will be opportunities because there always is. With that being said, guys, that will bring us to the end of this monthly recap. So, remember to be diligent, to be patient, keep working at it, keep grinding. It is possible for a trader of my caliber to still have a slow month. It's very possible, right? It can happen to anyone for various reasons. So no one is safe, right? No one is safe. You have to continue to be your best self. You have to continue to improve. If not, it's not going to work. So understand that the road ahead will not be easy. It never was. And this is an extraordinary field for extraordinary individuals. So, if you're not planning on going 110% or more, it will not work. Trading is difficult, but we know it can be done. We've done it before, we can do it again, and we have the mindset to get to where we need to be regardless. So, with that being said, it's been Relentless Trader. It's been a quick monthly recap. Besides that, we'll be back tomorrow bright and early for another beautiful trading day, baby. Stay safe, stay green.